He was a trike at nighttime in a bush. Very, very hidden. It is nighttime. Rex walks directly at him, doesn't make a noise, runs directly at his bush from quite a while away, kills him.
Alright, so we currently have a huge fucking hacker problem. I am very curious how many of you have been playing in the Horde test only to have gotten killed by a bunch of big ass white Cannibal Rexes. Cause here's the thing, something caught my mind. Yesterday in the evening I was just chilling, bored out my mind, watched some YouTube. I see Turk posted. I'm like, yeah, let's go watch that shit. And what do I see? A group of Cannibal Rexes. And to be honest with you, I have seen them as well. I don't have the footage because at the time I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, that's just a whole lot of Canny Rexes, a one-time thing, these guys are farming. But I keep hearing about them.
So this is one of the clips that started this. It is Jay as a T-Rex, one of my friends in a bush growing his T-Rex, as I said. This stego here is working with the T-Rex. We know this because of other reports that have been made about the T-Rexes working with a stego. We also know that they work with a trike. What they will do, you will notice this in a lot of the clips. They will first of all, from very, very far away, start walking directly at you. They then feign ignorance, and they act like they ran into you. So this T-Rex right now is heading directly at JZ, because that's where the pointer is. He then changes direction and then looks back to act like he ran into you. He didn't just run into you, he knew where you were. They are pretending.
And then Turk mentions something very interesting to me.
While I was watching them, you'll see in some of the later clips, they have a juvie cannibal with them, meaning he got nested in. Which means either A, the bug has been fixed. Very good, the bug's been fixed. Or B, it's the same Rex. Or even C, right? They're just hacking them in. Right? They're just hacking in the Rexes. Just giving them the cannibal mutation.
What if they hacked it in? Not per se the Rex itself, but what if they hacked in the mutation for cannibalism? Because here's the thing, it's actually really, really damn tricky to get a Prime Rex on a Canny. So you would have to get it on your second slot, and then as soon as you hit sub, you would have to transfer it to another Rex to get a clean Rex, because the moment you have muscle spasms on your Rex, you cannot get Prime anymore. Which is, by the way, bizarre, because herbivores cannot get muscle spasms, so why is that a requirement? Anyway, I digress. These guys are doing something, 100%. Because you simply cannot find the amount of Rexes that you need for it otherwise. And like Turk said, like you have to spend a lot of time on that. And it's absolutely insane. So I'm just curious, and I'm just gonna throw this out there, like, how many of you guys have run into this particular group? Because I know I have. Like, our group was playing Rex. All of us were pretty damn big. I remember I went into a bush, I safe logged because I had to do some stuff from real life. I come back 5 minutes later only to get a report that everybody had been murdered by one of these white super Rexes. And I think we have an issue with how the Horde test functions and how it complements their ESP. See, the Prime Rex has a trot speed that is just insane. If you combine this with ESP, nobody can escape you. It is simply impossible. You cannot outstamp them, nothing. Now I know the devs kind of suck at fixing these hacker problems. So we're gonna have to think outside the box. Instead of just saying like, hey, upgrade your anti-cheat, because God knows they won't. I feel we should just rebalance it in such a way that they cannot do it. The same way that the game is way too dark to counter gamma users. Surprise, surprise, that's why it's so dark. I think a good way to go about it is to simply make stamina better for younger Rexes. Change that curve. Give the young ones more stamina that gradually loses until you hit adult. So that a Rex that is like growing and trying to avoid these cunts can actually do so. Because can you imagine that with ESP on top of everything? That the younger Rexes simply cannot grow. They control the map. I like Turk said, like...
I just don't know. It's just a bit ridiculous that they have the time and the patience to get that many prime elder T-Rexes without anything wrong happening to them. And then conveniently running into all of these players in such a way that so many people within the span of a week post all of these reports towards the admins. I'm not saying that these people are hacking. What I'm saying is, let's just think objectively about this. Right? These are either the best IRL players known to mankind, the best IRL players ever, in which case I believe it is the duty of the devs to reach out towards these players and say, look, you guys are clearly the best Rex players on NA. Clearly, you guys are. So we want to ask you your feedback about T-Rex. Where is their feedback about T-Rex? Where is it? Where's their YouTube montage? Where is it? These are clearly the best Rex players. They have to be. Devs to have up to 7 prime elder cannibal T-Rexes. They have to be the best Rex players. Would you not gloat?
I would really like to know who these guys are, because either they are the best OWL players I have ever seen, making my group look like amateurs, or there is something extremely fishy going on. So, yeah. The issue itself should be the hackers itself and trying to get rid of them. But if you have a brain and you think ahead and you sequence it, you will realize that no matter what the devs do, the hackers will always be able to come back. So instead, I think it's better to just checkmate them by not giving them the tools they need to do this in-game. Where if they start trotting after a sub-adult or something like a stego or something, that they can get away from it. That's all we need. We just need to be able to navigate them with good stamina management when we are way younger than them. Because this shit, it's not working, mate. There's 2 situations going. Situation 1. On the AI servers, they control the dibble fields, and he who controls the dibble fields controls who grows. Because the AI kind of spawns at first, but then over time it decreases to a point where you cannot find AI anymore, and you're forced to either go for galleys or dibbles. So if they control the dibble field, you cannot grow. Then we have problem number 2 on the no AI server. They simply roam the entire map with ESP, and as soon as you get a little bit too big, they come for you. It has gotten to a point where I am actually playing at fucking night just to grow my Rex. Because in the daytime, I have tried it several times. It ain't working. Like my latest video where I showed myself getting ran down by a prime Rex. I noticed people saying in the comments that I played it bad. Yes, I did. In reality, I should have attacked him on sight while my partner was still with me. We probably would have won that fight. Because he was so bad. Something you only realize when you actually fight, Before that, you have no idea. So you're trying to make a really good choice. Like, we stopped to look at dibbles, and then he was right behind us. And then there's people in the comments saying like, oh, if you just had beeline, you would have gotten away. What copium are you on? Can't you simulate the rest? If you simulate it further than that, he would have caught me a bit later. Me, without stamina, I wouldn't have been able to fight back at all. I would have just gotten pinned and that would be the end of it. Because these guys probably have ESP. Remember, this guy was modded. Nezzy saw him later. Guess what skin he had? Bro went for a swim, came out white. Something I didn't notice during the fight. But these Canny Rexes, there's something extremely fishy going on. And I don't think Horde test is something you should play for now. You're just feeding them. Until the devs really take action against this type of shit, either just play out of your time zone. So if you encounter them during daytime, play at night, which is crazy. People have work. And if they are in your nighttime, then good for you. Like you're lucky. You're that Australian that just locks out, I guess. Yeah, I'm rambling. Like,
Here's what happened. This attack took place right here. I followed these Rexes originally, as you see in the clip, all the way to Swamp. And then from Swamp, they all decided to start heading, all of them, back up the way that they came. They all went to Swamp, in my opinion, an attempt to try and knock me off of their trail. During this, there were originally 5 Rexes around here. I believe that 2 of the Rexes left Swamp in order to go this way, and then attack the streamer that you saw there. Using the time of the clip and the report that was given, I'm able to like pretty confidently say this is what happened here. They went into the forest to try and lose me, and then 2 of them went this way, and the other ones went this way. Right? The group then ends up reconvening back in Delta. What they did was, they know that the trikes are right around here, by this like, you know, opening passage through here. Instead of just going straight there, and then beelining it towards them doing that, what they did was, they went all the way around the forest here, all the way up here. They then crossed the bridge, went all the way over here, crossed the water here, went across here, crouched here. They were crouched already. The trikes, may I add, never made a call. They were playing immersed. I was watching them. They never made a call. They started crouching here, went all the way around, and then killed the trikes. That's what happened.
Hold on. Something
Okay.
doesn't add up with that.
You see in the clip here, it's very, very...
Let's go back.
Here. They were crouched already. The trikes, may I add, never made a call. They were playing immersed. I was watching them. They never made a call. They started crouching here, went all the way around, and then killed the trikes.
So basically, they had line of sight here, like, until here, right? If they could see them, that was where they could see them. Then they were out of sight, completely out of it, meaning the tracks could have left, they could have done anything. But still, they went and
That's what happened.
completely...
Right?
Wow.
You see in the clip here, it's very, very hard to see, obviously. You have to trikes that are here. I'm following them. I'm looking around. The Rexes have now appeared. You know? But these are the same Rexes from here that went all the way around. And obviously these 2 came in first and the other ones came in later. Obviously the rest of the things come in. And obviously we therefore have the reports made by that person there as well.
Yeah, all in all, we're kind of cooked because the Rex growing process takes so long that you will eventually run into one of them. Like, if you have to grow for like 12 hours to get to a stage where you're big enough to challenge one of them, in those 12 hours, let's say you've been growing for 7, they hop on, you're cooked. So we need something to counteract that. Be it a better solution against hacking, you know, maybe the dev should just get that hacking software on their own hands, see what's in the code, see how the hack interacts with the game, and then, you know, checkmate them there, just in the code itself. Or maybe even like a simple solution that I said earlier in the video, like you just fix the stamina thing, where younger Rexes have better stamina, and then the older Rexes, like the Prime Rexes, then they cannot catch us. Also, I got a little bonus for you guys. I'm gonna teach you how to grow a Rex without needing AI. The catch is you will need an alt account. So if you don't have one, don't intend to get one, you can just click off here. The rest is not interesting for you. Just straight up. But if you do have a little interest, the current methods that we have found to bypass all of this, where on AI servers they have monopoly on the dibbles, and on the no AI servers they try to get you into render distance so they can ESP you, is by being out of render distance. Like, for example, you can go all the way down to the South Beach, you know? You could go all the way to some corner of the map where nobody ever goes, and you could just put your Rex there. The plan is as simple. As a Juvie, you're going to do all your tasks. You're going to visit Sanctuary, you're going to visit patrol zones, migration zones. And once you have done that and you start to get hungry, you go to any spot on the map where you think that you can hide from ESP hacking Rexes that are prime and canny. So, meaning you will have to be out of range. That's what I do know. I know that their ESP has a certain range to it. And if you can stay out of that range, then they will just never detect you. To get back on point, you want to have an alt account so that you can feed yourself full grown Mayas. You take about an hour to grow a full grown Maya, and on that, you can grow another 2 hours on your Rex. So that is pretty doable. And if you want to fight back against these hackers, I highly recommend that you use this concept of growing as a group. So just grow with 6 big Rexes at the same time. Just and any server you're playing on, I recommend you guys do this shit. And then you just wipe out any canny skin Rex. You just straight up wipe out, kill on sight. If we do this united, then we can ward off the hackers. Because ESP does not give them skill. You saw how my fight went with that Prime Elder while I was a 5-ton. I think we can all agree that if I was the same size as him, that he would be kissing dirt right now. So you can definitely fuck them up. They fight horrible. They don't understand Rex mechanics. And since you guys watch my videos, you probably do, because in the latest video I explained Rex mechanics. And if you're curious about it, then just click here above. I'll just put a link for you.